Ooh, tension, pain in your neck is not fun, is it? You've probably done some stretching, heating pack, massaging. Maybe they'll help a little bit for a short time, but not really long time. So in today's video, I'm going to share something that nobody really talked about probably in terms of how to improve your neck, tension, and the pain. So let's get right into it. When you think about your neck pain and tension, you probably don't think about your hands. What if I told you your hand is connected to your neck? You're probably thinking, like, what is he talking about? What does that mean? Really? It's really, really simple. Neurologically, how we use the hands directly connected to the neck. And you can really feel that. So you can hold your hand out here and then make your hand, make a tight fist, right? I mean, exaggerate and make a really, really tight fist here. Okay, not only you can feel the tension building up on your wrists, forearms, elbows, and arms and shoulders. You continue to go all the way up to the neck. You can feel here. So I'm exaggerating, not that you are holding your hands and arms with the tight fist like that all day long, but very often, and people are holding the tension in the hands, so that is creating increased muscular activities around the neck, right? So notice the difference here. Make a tight fist here. And feel the tension around the shoulders and the neck. And then let go. Okay? And then what I call the soft hand. So learning to soften your hand and the wrist, fingers too. So if you're doing any arm movements, whether it's just reaching for something, or doing in the gym exercises, and keep that in mind, you can let go of your hand, wrist a little bit. So a little softer hands, and that can go a long way from here to here. As soon as she starts to let go and soften your hand, you can feel that it's starting to let go of all the effort around your shoulders and the neck as well. You can do it in any positions. So if you do some few times of raising your arm to the front to the shoulder height, and you can make a comparison, right? So one, you do it with tight fist, right? I call it the hard and tensed hand. Up and down, just a few times, and really take a notice. What happens to your neck? Well, I can feel it, not only my arm, form, but also feel all the way up to your neck, or up to my neck. Then I soften my hand, so now I have my soft hand here. Here. It feels much lighter. I don't feel much tension in my neck. It's much softer. Here, here. Feel the difference. So do it a few times so that you can make a comparison. So when you are, for example, working at the desk, something that you can pay attention to is, it's interesting how much tension the people hold in their hands in the day-to-day activities. You have no idea, right? If you're pretending you're sitting at the desk and then starting to bring your hands over to the keyboard, most of the time, if you take a look at your hands, and most people's hands are like this, right? Extended. Well, what's the big deal? That's so tiny, you would think. And then you soften your hands. Soften your hands. It's harder than you think to soften your hands. From here to this. So when you start to bring your hands and over to the keyboard, this to this is very different. But interestingly, well, just because you are not aware of it, you've been doing that for a long time. If you do have a desk job for 8 hours a day, Imagine that, 8 hours a day, not that continuously, but a lot of times using the computer here. Ooh, what does that do? Is that just the wrist? Is that just the fingers? What about the neck? You soften your hands. Notice a change. All right, so keep in mind and how to make your hands a little softer, right? And then when you are doing the daily activities, and you will notice that you're actually tensing your hands most of the time. And then you can start to soften your hands more, just for simple things like reaching for a glass of water. When you begin to reach for a glass of water, most of the time you see this, right? Or you let go, soft hands, and begin to reach for a glass of water. And of course you have to hold it with enough tension too, so that you don't drop it, obviously. But getting into this movement, this versus this is very different. But if you do this movement, this, just one time, you wouldn't maybe notice a difference much. But if you do it, hold it for a long time and repetitively, many times throughout the day, weeks, months, well, what's the effect? You can feel the difference. So keep it in mind, and keep that in mind, soft hands, and pay attention to your hands and how you use your hands. Softness, if they're not soft, and try to soften your hands, let go. Driving, for example, no need to grip the wheel and so hard. You can softly hold the wheel, right? Steering wheel versus here. Very common, driving in the traffic. You get tense here. What happens when you start to grip hard? You feel that, right? So such a simple thing, but you'll be surprised how much effect that it can have on your neck, on your shoulders. Not only that, quality of breathing. Well, as I always say, everything is connected, right? So the breathing is connected to the quality of the movement. If the quality of the movement is compromised because of how you are holding your hands and wrist, that changes your breathing, that changes your comfort. So soft hands, and sometimes I call it the jellyfish hand. Like, think about the jellyfish, the image of the jellyfish may be helpful, right? You want to use your hands and have the fluidity into your hands like jellyfish. This, right? When I do practice martial arts, some like a Tai Chi movements, hand movements. This movement versus this movement is very different. It looks very different, right? This movement, which one looks like I'm breathing easier? This or you can see the changes in the tone of my body by changing the hands, right? Here, here, here. It's more tense, more rigid. You can feel changes in the way that I'm breathing too. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you like this video. If you do like this video, and please support my channel, please, and by subscribing to my channel and hitting the like button. And if you have any questions, let me know, and share your comments and what you experienced through experimenting your soft hands or the jellyfish hands, and what you notice. Let me know. And if you want to become the best expert in your body and in how your body wants to move, and please watch my free masterclass, and the link is in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.